Last session, you chose duty over curiosity. After scouting a hot spring whose depths open into a fascinating cavern system, you turned away to safeguard 10 towns. Reading the giant tracks you'd been following, you judged the Frost Giant War Band, riding 6 mammoths, was a full day ahead and angling northeast toward Kelvin's Cairn or the Dwarven Valley. With mammoths outpacing you and the mead trade broken, you agreed to set an ambush at Goodmead in 5 days if the raiders returned, and spend the meantime warning vulnerable settlements about the mind flayer threat. You reached Goodmead by late afternoon and pushed on to Dugan's Hole at dusk. The thaw was startling. Snow melt ran in sheets. Waters glowed ruddy with iron ores, and you noted the cabins sat on little hillocks. Sensible, because within a day or two the lanes would likely only be navigable by boat. The elderly speaker, head man of the village, answered his door to your knock, propping himself up with a walking stick. Lucian's charm eased you in. Quinn shared food, and you told what you knew. The speaker in Goodmead murdered by giants. Mind flayers stir into the south. The old man had heard no such rumors here, but he took your warning seriously. You planned to prepare magic at dawn to detect any hidden parasites. A ring of standing stones on the ridge drew you next. The 20 Stones of Throon rose like teeth. Lucian read the leylines, braided through the circle, and, slipping briefly to the ethereal, saw pale blue arcs striking the central menhir and the suggestion of a large, tailed captive within. Back in town, the speaker gave you the local legend. Throom, an ape-like beast the size of a horse, shaggy and predatory. The stones themselves older than any in living memory. Your lore tugged you toward Malar the Beastlord. Ancient hunts, old gods, wild fury. And you argued ethics versus necessity before acting. Working together, you rotated 4 of the outward-facing stones to match faint sigils. With each heave, the hearthstone's pulse intensified. On the 4th turn, a split second of daylight hammered down. Lightning lanced into the center and sheared the menhir open. Something invisible surged free, heavy tracks printing the snow as it sprinted for the forest. But it offered no challenge and did not turn on the village. In the fractured core lay a relic, a black staff banded in gold, impossibly heavy, cold as star iron. You dragged it clear, then quietly rotated the menhirs back to their original positions to mask your work. Quinn later plumbed its story with old lore, the staff of the fallen star, a weapon of heaven's metal that struck with brilliant force. You settled by the speaker's fire, set watches against wolves and worse, and prepared at first light to sweep Dugan's Hole for mind flayer taint before returning to Goodmead to bait the giants into your waiting trap.